And let's kind of move on to where they're at now. And Davis, no one would have expected 2 years ago, based on the talent, at least that the Bears tried to acquire at wide receiver, that we'd be talking about Darnell Mooney as their number one wide receiver going into the season. As their two, he was great. He had over 1,000 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. And in terms of wide receiver going into the season, he's in the top 25. So he's being drafted as a rock solid wide receiver two in fantasy football going into the season. But I would ask you, based on this ADP, is that a fair assessment going into the season?
It's really hard for me to say. I have a really hard time with Darnell Mooney. I do think he is quite good. The issue with me is, I get so in the weeds on these guys as prospects. And, we do know that like draft capital, like where NFL teams select these guys, does have a huge input on how much they play, especially early on in their career. So guys who are big surprises like this, sometimes it takes me a little while to adjust. Darnell Mooney was, of course, a fifth-round pick, 173rd overall. He's entering into his age 25 season. He is going to have, the opportunity to basically eat as much as he can possibly eat, right? Because he is definitely the best wide receiver left. He was, targeted more often than Allen Robinson last season. Had a couple monster games, the 16-target game against Baltimore, huge game on Thanksgiving against Detroit, 5 for 123. Ended the season against the Giants with 13 targets and then 16 targets against the Vikings. And, probably the best thing he has going for him is whatever position on the field he is most comfortable in this offense. There's no one on this roster who's talented enough to push him. Like, we got to play Byron Pringle in the slot, so Mooney's got to move outside. No, it's wherever Mooney is having success, Mooney is going to keep playing there because he is clearly the best wide receiver. I would guess his snap share in a lot of these games is going to be close to 90, 95%. The Bears kind of tried to paper over some of these cracks. They traded a 7th-round pick for N'Keal Harry. We just got the news this morning that N'Keal Harry from the Patriots is going in for an ankle surgery. He's going to be out for a minimum of 8 weeks. Really the only tricky thing I end up having with Mooney in terms of drafting him is he goes right next to Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Detroit Lions. And I just feel a little bit better about the Lions. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, you want to talk about ending the year in an insane way. He averaged 17.5 PPR points per game the last 2 months of the season last year. So I just don't end up drafting Mooney a ton.